As a kid, Christmas was so fun. I know if you're listening to this and you had a good childhood, you can go back to memories of just the excitement of opening gifts. And if you did Santa, you thought he was coming and you left out the cookies and got the gifts. And it was just so exciting. And I know for myself, that excitement started to wear off about 12 years old. When I was about 12, I started to understand Santa's not real, Santa's not coming. My parents are giving me these gifts, and I just started to not be as excited about Christmas. I think that it became more about what am I getting, and just it was kind of like a wah wah, not as fun, not as exciting. And it was kind of actually depressing. And I know as I've had my own kids now, I've wanted to experience some deeper things with them rather than just Santa or gifts or what am I getting, and just trying to not create a sense of greediness and but a sense of connection and belonging, that it's more about what we have together than it is about what we're getting. My name is Monica Maurer. I am a licensed therapist. I'm also the director of the Center for Transformation Institute. At the CFT Institute, we exist to partner with therapists in personal and professional growth. And we use the life model to do that. The life model is a neurotheology technique that we have connected to for about a decade. And as a teaching team, as a team of therapists, we have incorporated the life model into our practice, and we would love to help other therapists everywhere connect to the life model in this way as well, because we have found it personally transformational as well as professionally so encouraging and insightful and transformational for clients as well. So, this episode is going to be focused on what it is to do gifts during the holidays. This episode is focused on the idea that gift giving isn't just about the things we are giving. We've actually incorporated into our practice as therapists and as smaller communities that we're involved in the idea of gifts of belonging. So when we are with one another, and we are expressing our gratitude and appreciation for one another, we give each other something that reflects the belonging that we share. So there are a couple ways to do this. When you think about it with your own children, you can consider the idea of, I'm finding something for you because I've been observing you all these years. Especially this last year, from December to December or January to January, I've been observing who you are, how you've grown, what you need, and what would make your eyes light up. So in Life Model, we talk about the idea of giving gifts that make others' eyes light up. They make someone excited, right? And it's not just about the thing that the person's getting, but it's about the fact that I see you. I have a secure attachment with you, and you are seen. I see you for who you are, for how you're growing, for what you like, for what it is to be you. And I want to offer a belonging gift to you, a gift from a parent to a child, a friend to a friend, a daughter to a mother, a son to a father. I want to offer you these belonging gifts that show you that we belong together, that I'm a person who sees you and we have this attachment together. I want to give you something that commemorates and shows appreciation for our relationship. So belonging gifts are so important. And in our little communities, we oftentimes will do a belonging gift. This is actually from Ed Curry, who's one of the Life Model authors. He has a whole book on how to build belonging and connection, and he talks about this idea of doing $1 gifts that are very inexpensive. And I've been doing that in my therapy groups and also in a couple of the other groups that I host outside of the therapy office. We do this thing at Christmas or at birthdays where we find a gift that is less than $1. It could cost nothing, but that gift commemorates our connection. It gives a sense of awareness of how we belong to one another, and it's super challenging because it's like, what can I find for $1? And each group has kind of taken on its own flavor of this experience, but it is so amazing to see what people come up with. People come up with all kinds of things, whether it's a quote or a scripture or a writing utensil or some type of a symbol. We got an origami bird this year. That's a turtle dove. There's ivy that's a symbol of friendship, so you can dry a flower or a plant. And there's all kinds of different ideas, and each one of these ideas commemorates the friendship. And it really speaks to the heart. It really satiates something inside much more than something that was super expensive would, because it means you see me and we belong together. There's something valuable about the connection that we have. So belonging gifts are super important during the holidays, when we think about not what am I spending, but what am I giving. And I think in the belonging gifts, there's a sense of appreciation that's being brought into the connection. And appreciation is the birthplace of joy. So when we show appreciation to another for who they are, for their essence in the world, we are experiencing a joyful connection. And we bond to the people that feed us, right? And so food, this is kind of a side note, but track with me here. Food can be an addictive substance or a process, right? But when I am eating with someone, I'm bonding to them while I'm eating. So we're enjoying the food, but we're bonding to each other, right? And if you don't bond to the person that feeds you, then you bond to the food. And I think it can be similar with gifts. If we give our children gifts and they bond to the things, they bond to materialism, they get greedy and needy and all of those things, they're bonding to the gift rather than the giver. And we want to kind of shift that in our families. We want to go into a place of actually bonding to each other and expressing, I bought you this gift. I'm giving you this gift. I made you this gift because of the bond we share, and because I see you, and because I appreciate you, and because we belong to one another. So belonging is an important piece of that. Another word that I think could be used in gift giving is identity, right? That I am speaking identity to you. I'm giving you this gift, and in that I'm reflecting accurate identity to you. Identity is a big deal with Life Model, in that I can't see myself except through the lens of how you see me. And so that is a huge deal. I want to be able to give gifts to people that reflect, this is who you are, right? So when I give you a gift and I say, I got you this because you are so organized and I thought this would be helpful to you. I got you this because you're such a kind friend and I knew that this gift would commemorate that about you. So giving someone something, but then tagging on the verbal, this is what I thought when I bought you this gift, actually takes it from the person bonding to the thing to bonding to you. And so lastly, what I want to speak about today is this idea of the gift of time. I think that's something that during the holidays that we actually have. As therapists, we are oftentimes, especially post-COVID here, so busy that every therapist is full. We're having trouble keeping up with our schedules. We're having trouble with all the mental health and other types of trauma and complications people are going through. And so as we're experiencing that busyness, we don't have the gift of time. So if we just rush into our homes this season and just it's all about the work and all we have to do, and we're not sitting and resting and playing games and doing puzzles and eating food and watching the sports and just being with one another, then we're missing out on that gift of time. That gift of time of just resetting, replenishing, being with our people, experiencing the bond, and having the appreciation for the people that we do have around us. So these are a few thoughts for the holidays. I hope you all have experienced a wonderful time with family and friends, and that you are experiencing the gift of belonging, identity, appreciation, and time. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.